Well, thank you for joining us. I'd like to introduce David Tang. He's the founder of Flevy.com, which is an online consulting documents library. And he has private labeled it with a landing page specifically for IMC USA. I'll show you that in a minute. And with that, David, maybe you can share with us briefly why you created the library and why you think, why you decided to partner with IMC USA.
Sure. So just, I guess, a quick overview on what the library is. We operate like your typical online marketplace, just like, let's say, eBay or Amazon, except we specialize purely in consulting documents. So we have a large network of consultants and consulting firms who sell their documents, a lot of consulting frameworks, presentation templates, financial models on our marketplace to whoever wants to buy it. And it operates like typical e-commerce model where you add products to your shopping cart and you check out. And so to answer your question, the idea started, I guess, when I started my career in consulting for Capgemini Consulting. And I noticed that the large consulting firms always had fairly large internal document repositories where all of their employees can access, past materials when being deployed to new projects. And in particular, the consulting frameworks were the most useful as they were very easily leveraged for new projects as long as it was around the same topic, regardless of the type of company or industry. And this was a sort of a huge differentiator, I feel, for the large firms. And after I left Capgemini, I joined a number of smaller boutique firms that didn't have this sort of, I guess, asset. And they would always be recreating documents. And of course, clients didn't have this either. And so the idea for Flevy was essentially to create a public version of a documents repository, mostly of frameworks and also of a lot of other types of tools that anyone can acquire and use and not have to reinvent the wheel, recreating the same types of templates, let's say, or the same types of processes and frameworks, and also to access leading practice type materials if a lot of clients may not know exactly what the right process is, and so they can access these frameworks developed by consulting firms who are experts and done this hundreds of times before in the past. So that's why we created Flevy. And then in terms of partnership with IMC USA, the match is almost perfect. Both our supplier base and also a good percentage of our customers are all consultants. Most of them are boutique consulting firm owners or independent consultants, which seems to match very well with the profiles of most of your constituents.
One of the things I was so impressed with when we first started talking, Dave, is that you're so responsive. Things just go up almost instantly, and that's the kind of partner that IMC looks for. And so it's our goal to be a good partner for you too. I do have the page up, which maybe I should just share that with everybody at this point.
Sure.
So this is what. Let's see. There we are. Can you all see the consulting documents library? And maybe, David, you could just share a little bit more about what we're seeing.
Yeah, sure. So this is, I guess, the initial draft of the landing page dedicated to IMC USA based on discussions that Jennifer and I have had. And so what we thought was the library itself is fairly large with about 2,500 documents or so, and it's growing. And so each month we can focus on a specific management topic. So we started off with just cost management, and then we'll discuss, what each month what the new topic should be that is kind of most relevant for that time of the year. And so we wanted this to be a go-to resource for IMC USA members One is we would always be updating it with new topics each month. And second, for just common questions, or just to understand exactly what the process is of using Flevy, we're also going to make this a go-to resource for those questions as well.
And then I guess when you talked about Flevy and the documents here, how does a consultant use these documents? I mean, how would we go into just a little bit more about the Flevy background?
Yeah, sure. So I guess there's two ways that we work with consultants. One, of course, is they can sell their documents on Flevy. The other is a lot of our customers are also consultants who, I guess, sort of back to my first response of how consultants in large firms use a internal repository of documents. They can leverage Flevy for the same purpose. If they're on, whatever client engagement, you need a document very quickly. They may not want to spend the time to create it from scratch, especially if they don't have that much time or that many resources. They can download a document and it'll get them, let's say, 80-90% of the way there. Just have to modify the content a little. They can also, for the most part, rebrand the documents, put their own firm logo, firm branding, firm contact information on it as well. And that's how a lot of consultants are currently using, or actually that's how most consultants are using our documents.
Okay, Laura Lee has a really good question, and we haven't really talked about that. And this is a good time to talk about it. And she's asking if we have to have a membership to buy. We'll talk about sell in a minute, Laura Lee, but she's asking if we have a membership to buy this, or do we only pay if we purchase content? And why don't you share the discount you're offering IMC members at this point?
Sure. So there are no membership fees. Anyone can go and browse documents and make a purchase. The only fee comes at the point of purchase. And actually, all the prices are set by the authors themselves. And for IMC members, they will receive a 10% discount on all documents on Flevy. And then the discount code will be provided, I guess, directly by Jennifer if you reach out to her.
Well, actually, at the end of the call, I can tell members where to find that. It's actually all of our membership benefit codes are on a page on our website that you have to log in as a member, because this is only available to IMC USA members, the 10% discount. Anybody can buy from Flevy, but they don't get the 10% discount unless they are a member of IMC USA, right?
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm.
So that's a little bit about Flevy. That's a little bit about the consulting documents library. And then the third question I'd like to ask you to share with us is, and then we're going to open it to Q&A, but the third question I would ask is the part about where you also look for authors, and why should a member consider being an author on Flevy? Sure,
yeah, definitely. We're always looking for qualified authors to contribute to our, I guess, database or repository, because I guess that's how we generate sales. And although our library is growing, there's still a lot of gaps if you browse around, especially for firms that specialize in something fairly specific. I'm sure you can fill an unmet need currently on the marketplace. But the reason, to answer your question, the reason consultants sell on Flevy is because it's really an easy way to make money off of stuff you already have lying around. It's not like as if you were from another profession where you have to kind of create these documents from scratch. Most consulting firms have thousands of documents they've created in the past that may already be packaged for sale. They're just not selling it in this format. And it's the only process is just uploading it, providing the details. You set the pricing. The only effort is that upfront work of, I guess, packaging or uploading it for sale. And from that point on, we take care of the marketing, driving the sales, I guess the support, unless there's a very specific question about your document. I guess all other supporting processes we do. and it's just passive income going forward, assuming your topic is an evergreen topic, which most, I guess, consulting topics tend to be that we're selling. So I guess that's sort of the motivation behind why people sell on Flevy. The other thing is, some people may be worried that why should I give away my IP if someone else copies it, or concerns sort of related to that. And the thing is, we're selling to a global audience. US is our top market, but percentage-wise is actually a minority percentage. So you're reaching an audience that you otherwise typically wouldn't reach. And so it's a way for you to sell to an audience that you would never reach anyway. At least you can generate some sort of income from this audience. And plus, even in the US, typically there's, you may be limited by just your network or your local region. If you're based in the West Coast, you may not want to travel all the way to other states to deliver your projects. This way, it gives you a way to, I guess, reach a global audience as well as a national audience. I would say those are the main reasons people sell on Flevy. The other thing is, actually, some people also use, or some firms also use Flevy as a lead gen tool. It comes completely branded, however you would like to brand it. Most firms will include, obviously, their logos on all pages, plus contact information. We also have a lot of firms that aren't necessarily consulting firms. Let's say they're B2B software companies that are also using Flevy as a way to generate leads. So they'll sell the content, but at some point the client may want to learn more, may want some advisory, and they would contact the author directly to solicit those services.
So you're saying, David, that as an author you can, I guess the three things consultants can do here is, one, they can find resources to increase their business toolkit. They can also be an author and put information up here that they can sell and make some passive income off intellectual property. But it also can be a lead generating area, because businesses come to this site, get information. Obviously, your whatever you've authored has your contact information in it, and they sometimes reach out and then want you to work for them. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, that's a general overview about Flevy, and I hope that answers some of the basic questions. What I have